We're going to rule out Kwity Paye. We're going to rule out JoJo Doman. We're going to rule out Kiki Kute, and then we're going to rule out Shaq. With Shaq, we just kind of felt like, he sustained a pretty serious injury. On top of that, a concussion. On top of that, a pretty significant procedure. And for the last 2 weeks, he's been completely inactive, not any physical activity, just kind of healing up. So we just think it's the right thing. He has cleared the protocol. He has cleared concussion protocol as of today. But we just feel like it's the right thing for him. It's the right thing for our team. Give him a week or whatever, 2 or whatever it takes for him to kind of get back after having this injury, the procedure, and then 2 weeks of complete inactivity. So we'll just monitor that week to week. Had a great week of preparation. Sunday's going to be a tough test against a good team. Looking forward to it. Obviously, a road division game in October, very important game.
Will Shaq travel with the team just to be around?
I've talked to the docs. I'd like him to travel if we can. I would anticipate that. He just means too much to the team. I mean, he's a leader on our team, so have not had that conversation completely yet with the docs and everybody. But I would anticipate him traveling.
So it sounds like this is just really an abundance of caution sort of decision. Like, in other words, he could have played, but it sounds like you're playing it safe. Is that fair? Or?
Well, I think he's medically cleared. I think he's medically cleared. But as you're indicating, there's just other factors, 2 weeks of complete inactivity and so on and so forth. And a little bit of it is protecting the player from the player. We know what Darius wants. We know if it's up to him, he'd play every day of the week. So just trying to do the right thing for everybody involved.
Frank, JT going to play?
It's looking positive. I would anticipate he's playing. We'll see if there's any limitations. I thought he looked good today. He's progressed well, so I'm optimistic that everything will be fine.
Naheem Hines back. Is he out of the protocol?
He has cleared the protocol. So, we'll just optimistic about him. It's been 2 weeks more than 2 weeks for him. So feeling optimistic about Naheem. But, obviously just want to give these last 48 hours to check everything.
If those two are healthy, Taylor and Hines, what's that dilemma debate with what Deion did last week and involving a third running back?
Yeah, Deion did well. He's proved that we can count on him. I think we figured we could. Obviously, if JT's healthy and he's in the mode, it's going to be JT's game. And then Naheem and Deion would be complementary pieces.
I wouldn't say it's a problem, but an issue when you chose, for whatever reasons, to go pass heavy last week, maybe because of the backfield situation, I don't know, or the protection. Does that change when you have your top running backs then? Do you still try to, be aggressive in the pass game? But
I think we go out with the objective of, wanting to have some balance. We want to have some balance to the game. And as we all know from this discussion for a lot of years, there's a pretty wide range to what that can mean. So you feel a little bit of the flow of the game. So I think that's what would be our approach. I love it. We can come out and hand it off and gain 5 yards every time, and throw it 15 times in the game. And, and if we can do that, we'll try to do that. If we have to throw it 58, we'll throw it 58. But we would like to, ultimately, we're shooting for balance.
in your mind, the way you look at the game, was there more balance and maybe the numbers show because you had the 10 to Deion? I mean, I know they're not runs, but.
No, you're exactly right, Chap. I mean, those, you're 100% right. I mean, you got the 10 touches to Deion, a lot of check downs in there. So that's just a way to extend your running game when you're having issues. So certainly we're productive in that way.
Right. You mentioned the other day that Vrabel's teams, they don't beat themselves, I think is what you said. Excuse me, on the other side, you guys, I think in the last couple of games against these guys, you have a ton of turnovers.
Yeah.
Just how do you think your mistakes have really played into their hands the last couple of games?
Played right into their hands. I mean, that's what they're expecting. That's what they're expecting. So we know this team is very disciplined. They take care of the ball. They create turnovers. They're good up front. I'm optimistic we can turn the tables. I mean, we did that against Jacksonville, where right, we couldn't have played any poorer than we played against Jacksonville in the first game, and, we're able to turn the tables in the second game. So it's not going to be easy, right? It's a good football team. They're really good and very well coached, but I think we are too. And so it'll be interesting.
Frank, coming through the coaching ranks, how have you learned to manage when guys, are able to be learners through statistics, through analytics, of how to give them tailored information and not overload them with numbers?
Yeah, that's exactly right, JJ. I mean, it is, right, you always got to know your audience. Everybody learns and feels things differently. So that's the decisions you make. You make that when I'm talking to the team, the offense, the defense, or when you're talking to an individual player or a position group. Some guys want to know that info, other guys don't. Or else you interpret the information in a way that is helpful and then give it to them in a way that is right for that player. It's not that, and that's not a question of, hey, one player's smarter than the other. That has zero to do with it. I mean, zero. It's just style, right, and personality. So that's what a coach/teacher has to do.
Is the trick with that just trying to narrow the information so each guy plays fast, depending on how it gets
100%. It's all about playing fast. So if as a coach, if you have any question, keep it simpler. Don't give them the information. As coaches, we digest that information. That's our job. Digest all the information and then distill it down to the fewest, most basic points we can to enable them to play fast. It's right. It's like a computer, right? You don't want to bog it down with too many programs running at the same time. Let's just keep it short and sweet.
Given what Tennessee has done in the division, won 4 straight, you and Mike hired the same cycle. Do you think about this one a little bit more? I don't know if it weighs on you. Does this one receive more off-season attention? I don't know. Maybe you are so.
Well, yeah, because it does, because they're the defending AFC South champs. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC last year. So they deserve that respect. Mike Vrabel deserves that respect. He's an excellent football coach. So hats off to him. He's done a great job. So, it receives extra attention because they've earned it. And, they have what we have, and that's that championship.
Did Buck practice today? Did Buck practice today? It looked like he was off to the side.
Yeah, he was off to the side, just a planned day rest. No issues.